right, guys, so good morning. It's the London session, and then we are now getting started. All right, so yesterday we had an amazing outcome on the trades that we actually took. So let me quickly give you the recap of actually what happened yesterday. So we now have passed our prop firm phase 1 challenge, and now we have to go on and pass the phase 2. So in order for us to do that, we are going to be I also launched a trading plan on how we're going to also trade the phase 2. I sent it I posted it only on YouTube yesterday, but I'm going to also this morning share the link on the Telegram channel so that you can take a look at it. So that's basically going to be how we're going to trade the the phase 2, very similarly to how we trade the phase 1. And so let me show you. This was the phase 1 of the account itself, So we were able to take only 3 trades, and in 3 trades we actually passed the challenge. And you can see right here that the first trade was a loss, but the 2 other trades were winning trades, and boom, we smashed the profit target. The profit target was an 8% target, and we hit it, and that was cool. We passed at 5,402. Anyway, that was cool, and now it's time for us to do more. It's time for us to prove that what we did in phase 1 is not just luck. We're not just lucky, that we can repeat the same thing again and again. So now we have the stage 2. You can see right here, the stage 2 has been given, and we haven't taken any trade yet on the stage 2. Stage 2, the profit target is much easier now. We only need to make $250. So when it comes to making $250, that is almost easier, right? Anyway, so let's head back onto the chart. But today, let's check. Do we have any news happening today? So, oh yeah, President Trump is going to be speaking at 3 a.m. Oh, but it has passed already, so he should have spoken already. So definitely, there is no other news today that is going to affect our trading activities. So, and that's very good. Okay. So with that, let's head back onto the charts and see what do we have right now. So let me take away some of these markers that we have. Okay. So one thing I'm going to do right now is that let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame, to see what NASDAQ is doing on 4-hour time frame. So as before as well, NASDAQ is still trading within the swing range of the 4-hour. Basically, the swing high is somewhere here, and then the swing low is somewhere at the bottom here. Now, NASDAQ did a pullback to almost the 50% range, then came back to retest the extreme demand. Now it's reacting to the demand zone, right, with about 3 consecutive pushes. So what we need to see now, we need to see NASDAQ from here potentially break out of this, give us another pullback to then, potentially do this. Like, these are the common scenario that is possible on the higher time frame. So as of right now, I would say that 4-hour time frame is still in alignment with a bullish momentum, and we will potentially continue to look out for buying activities on the lower time frame. All right, with that said, let's go back to the 15 minutes. Now on the 15 minutes now, we just need to now identify previous day high, previous day low, and area of interest. So let's turn back on the session break itself, and let's identify the highest point of yesterday. So as of yesterday, this is going to be the highest points of, let me just take the trade there. This is the highest points that price got to yesterday, and the lowest point that NASDAQ got to yesterday is going to be this one. Yeah, this right here is the lowest point that NASDAQ got to yesterday. So I've marked them with the PDH and PDL array. So basically that means like the previous day high and previous day low markings. So now let's see the Asian range that we're dealing with. So as soon as the market opens today, we are already in the Asian range, and this is the Asian range from here to here. Now you can see that right now NASDAQ is trying to go and it's trading upward into the Asian range itself. So it's potentially doing one thing right now. it's going to take the previous day high. If NASDAQ takes the previous day high, it's also going to take the Asian high. But I believe strongly that they're going to reject back into the, into the Asian range and go all the way to the bottom. Since we are looking to potentially buy NASDAQ, well, NASDAQ is still facing a resistance on this level, right? So before we start taking buys, especially if it's still inside this range, NASDAQ has to do this, from here now, take it out, pull back a lot into maybe this demand level right here, or maybe even somewhere in the bottom here, right? And then we can take another buy trade. So NASDAQ needs to really pull back enough into the demand zones beneath the current price range for us to be interested in actually buying again. And hopefully that can happen between today and Friday, and we can also see a good trading opportunity. I would love to buy NASDAQ so that at least, we have the best opportunity in buying. Okay. So in terms of area of interest, because on 15 minutes, the zones are looking very big. So what I would like to do now is I'll potentially go on 1 hour and see if I can see any zone clearly, right? So if I can see a zone much clearly on the 1 hour, then I'm going to potentially use that as the zone. Okay, some zones need to be taken out now that we no longer use as a zone. So because, the market has already touched into them and passed them away. So now I'm going to potentially, okay. So on the 1 hour, I'm actually seeing this level as a new level right now. It's stacked between the, what was it called? The previous day low. So I'm going to call it my demand zone. And the reason I'm potentially going to call it demand zone is that if from here right now, we see it has become a support level, apparently. That's the number one thing right now, is a support level. But there is also another level somewhere here. You can see this level right here. This level right here also is a good one because it's immediately below the previous day low. So I'll call it a demand zone as well. And it's also stacked into a third demand zone, right, to the left over here. So this is a demand zone, this is a demand zone, and this is a support level as well. So 1, 2, 3 levels stacked together. Whichever one that NASDAQ wants to, enter into, it should. And then we're going to just potentially take the trade from there. And then there's a final one, which is the one on this level, right? Anyway, the chart is too tiny now, but okay, let me just maximize the screen. And you can see that much clearly, right? So let's do it like this. Yeah, I think this is a little better. So there's another zone to the left right here. You can see all the way to the right. So we have about 1, 2, 3, 4 zones that are potential demand zones. All we just really need to see is whenever price gets to that level, we need to see the reaction of buyers, and then we can take the trade if we see a good reaction over there. And ideally, a good zone for me with NASDAQ now is that a good zone is nested below or above liquidity level, like Asian low, previous day low, Asian high, previous day high. So, or a double bottom, kind of a thing like that. So, and with that, I think that's basically going to be the outlook for this London session. So in order for me to recap what the analysis is all about, right now I'm waiting for NASDAQ to break out of the Asian range. So this is what I think. If by New York session, NASDAQ already broke to the lower side, then we need to see NASDAQ get into this level again, into this demand level, and then give us a buying momentum. And maybe we will not even take the trade after the first buying momentum, until we see like a structure broke, then we can take the trade. However, if before New York session, NASDAQ is trading above the Asian high, then we're not going to take the trade. We're going to potentially wait until they do a pullback, and then we're going to take the trade after the pullback. Because if NASDAQ stays above this current price level and it just is trading high like this, then we don't even have a good zone to trade in the first place. So, and for that reason, we are going to be trading very carefully. And anyway, there's still plenty of movement for NASDAQ to the upside, especially from where NASDAQ is right now. NASDAQ still needs to come and take out this level right here. You see? it needs to come and take out this level. And for NASDAQ to take out that level, that's a lot of movement from where price currently is. That's about 200 points movement. In fact, this is exactly how many points we need right now in order to pass the challenge. So in order to pass the phase 2. So we'll be very careful in choosing the trade. So let us try and be patient. All right. So with that said, that's basically going to be the analysis for this London session. We'll wake up and we'll make sure. Oh yeah, someone says showing up every day, no matter the situation, is key. Yeah, absolutely. You have to show up every day and you know, just do the analysis and do the analysis and go. It really doesn't matter how you feel. Just, you know, show up and do what you have to do. So we're gonna pass the phase 1 for sure, the phase 2 for sure. So let's do it. All right, guys. Happy and safe trading. We'll see each other again on the New York session for live trading, and that's exactly when we're going to be trading live. If we see an opportunity today, we will take the trade. But if we don't see an opportunity, then we're going to only be very patient again. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and see you at New York session today. Bye.